Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and may I take this opportunity to welcome you to Royal Holloway. This ceremony is being filmed, and after the ceremony, the video will be made available to download from the graduation website. Please could you ensure that all mobile phones, tablets, digital watches, and electronic devices are either turned off or turned onto silent. In the unlikely event of an emergency, and should we need to evacuate the building, guests should leave the pitch gallery and the chapel by the door through which they entered the venue. Guests requiring assistance will be escorted. Once you have left the venue, please follow the directions of the stewards who will guide you to the nearest assembly point. The ceremony will commence shortly, and we ask that you do not leave the venue once the ceremony has begun. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for the arrival of the Principal's procession?
Please take your seats. Distinguished guests, parents, friends, and above all, graduands. On behalf of the College, I am delighted to welcome you to Royal Holloway on this very important event, our graduation ceremony. It is wonderful to see so many people gathered here for this unique occasion. We welcome those of you who are visiting for the first time, as well as those returning to a place that has become familiar. To you all, and especially to those about to graduate, who have been awarded first degrees and postgraduate degrees, we extend a very warm welcome. At this ceremony, we will be awarding an honorary degree of the University of London to Professor Dame Jane Elizabeth Francis. We hope you enjoy this ceremony and have a memorable and happy day. Ladies and gentlemen, we now welcome the graduands procession led by the Dean of Science, Professor Jose Fiadero. Would you please stand? Please take your seats. During this afternoon's ceremony, graduands from the Department of Earth Sciences and the Department of Media Arts will be presented to the Principal, Professor Paul Lazelle. The first group of graduands presented this afternoon are those who have studied towards first degrees. These graduands have studied for 3 or 4 years for the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, or Master in Science. The next group of graduands will be awarded a Master of Science by Research degree. These graduands have studied at postgraduate level for at least 1 year and have taken their studies to the boundaries of existing knowledge. They will be followed by graduands who will be awarded the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Each of their research has made an original contribution to knowledge through the discovery of new facts and the exercise of independent critical judgment. Please remain in your seats for the duration of this ceremony. The order of presentation is set out in the graduation program. I call upon the Dean of Science, Professor Jose Fiadero.
Today, we recognize and celebrate the achievements of our students who have studied in the Department of Earth Sciences. The Department of Earth Sciences is one of the top departments in the UK for student experience and research excellence. It has particularly strong links with industry and is renowned for research into modern and ancient environmental change, geodynamics and geophysics, petroleum geology, and the chemistry of Earth processes. Degrees in Earth Sciences from Royal Holloway open the door to graduate positions in a range of sectors, including planning and urban regeneration, environmental consultancy and conservation, the civil service, international development, the energy sector, including oil and gas, media, teaching, and finance. It is now with great pleasure that we move to the presentation of graduates.
I call upon the Head of Department of Earth Sciences, Professor Jürgen Adam.
Principal, I would like to present graduates from the Department of Earth Sciences for the award of Bachelors of Science in Digital Geoscience. Samuel Brake. Chanouk Khanna. Shreyas Lokesha. Amber Riddle. Chaudhry Wakas. For the award of Bachelor of Science degrees in Environmental Geology. Huda Marcos Al-Sahid. Frankie Ayoso. Jack Bishop. Amy Holland. Irina Ishan. Jin Wan Law. Bradley Lowe. Jasmine Pullen. Daniel Rice. Simone Rousseau. Jiwei Wu. For the award of Bachelor of Science degrees in Geological Science, Konstantina Dunkova. Julie Ostermeier. Stephanie Owen. For the award of Bachelor of Science degrees in Geology, Ophelia Colchester-Long. Jade Collins. Madeleine Constance. Oliver Cox. Conal Cromie. Katie Fielder. Tatiana Glaskova. Nisha Gore. Connor Holt. Toby Holman. Louise Inder. Emlyn James. Marcia Makossa. Clara Redman Dahl. Richard Robinson. Matthew Sharp. Joshua Smith. Robert Stowers. Charlotte Straw. Catherine Turton. Eleanor Vanderbühl. Oliver Varys. Rachel Webb. Matthew Wincott. Abigail Winters. Themistocles Xenogalas. Max Young. For the award of Bachelor of Science degrees in Petroleum Geology, Jakob Abed. Mohamed Brohi. Rigan Muloli. Mohamed Mouridi. Muhammad Mustafa. Jan Rojas. Hee-Jung Seo. David Wisworth. Michael White. Sebastian Wiggins. Lawrence Young. Camelia Simoch. For the award of master's degrees in environmental geoscience with a year of international study, Aisha Khan. For the award of master in science degrees in geoscience with a year of international study, Lauren Bond. For the award of Master of Science degrees in Earth Sciences by Research, the avifaunal assemblage of the terminate late Pleistocene to Holocene of Gully Cave, Somerset, supervised by Professor Margaret Collinson, William Hayden Jones. Sediment provenance and depositional environment of the Oligocene Chisveta and Padau formations in the Saline subbasin onshore Myanmar, supervised by Dr. Amy Goff, Joseph McNeil. The Gudasar Volcanic Complex, Armenia, Eruption, Evolution, and Hazards, supervised by Dr. Christina Manning, Thomas Oliver. The Gibraltar Stable Isotope Speleotherm record of Dansgaard-Oshka events during the last glacial period, supervised by Professor David Matty, Humara Sheikh. For the award of Doctor of Philosophy degrees, effect of carbonate platform controls on large-scale platform heterogeneities in seismically imaged platforms, supervised by Professor Peter Burgess, Georgios Antonatos. Heterogeneous input in a subduction system and its effect on plate boundary processes. Structural analysis of the Orsa melange, southwest Costa Rica, supervised by Professor Paola Vanucci, Alexander Clark. Going with the flow. New ideas about along and downslope processes interactions from the Uruguayan margin, supervised by Professor Javier Hernandez Molina, Adam Krieser. The effects of heterogeneity and anisotropy on hydraulic fracture propagation, supervised by Professor August Gudmundsen, Nathaniel Forbes, INSKIP. Age, character, and uplift history of the basement rocks of the Bird's Head, West Papua, Indonesia, supervised by Dr. Lloyd White, Benjamin Yost. Provenance of modern and ancient sediments from Sumatra, Indonesia, supervised by Professor Robert Hall, Christoph Liebermann. Influence of tectonic setting and extension velocity on the basement architecture of rifted continental margins, supervised by Dr. Martha Perez Gusinje, Maria Elena Ross Bernabou. Plate kinematic evolution and regional stress history of sedimentary basins along the East African and West Madagascan continental margin, supervised by myself, Amy Tuck-Martin. That concludes the presentation of graduates from the Department of Earth Sciences.
I call upon the Associate Dean Research, Professor Daniela Bergan.
Today, we recognize and celebrate the achievements of our students who have studied in the Department of Media Arts. The Media Arts Department is one of the foremost such departments in the country, having been ranked in the top 10 for research for over a decade. The department currently holds competitively awarded grants of over £14 million from the Arts and Humanities Research Council and the European Research Council to research the digital economy, the creative industries, and television history. These cutting-edge projects explore the transition from analog to digital technologies in television, excavate the history of forgotten television drama, and bring them to public attention, and they shape the future of the next generation storytelling, producing compelling content for emerging creative technologies. Last year, the Media Arts Department launched the Story Futures Academy, the National Center for Immersive Storytelling, which involves close collaboration and partnerships with the National Film and Television School, the British Film Institute, Pinewood Shepperton Studios, Sky VR, Heathrow, and many other highly prestigious professional partners and trade organizations. Staff regularly have their work screened on the BBC and Channel 4, as well as at major international film festivals and in cinemas. Recently, they have won awards including the BAFTA for the Best Short Program in 2019, for the Best BBC Podcast of 2018, and awards from the Royal Television Society for Best Documentary. Media art students go on to a hugely diverse set of careers, from headlining the Glastonbury Festival to working for Time Warner, producing and directing groundbreaking film and television programs, curating art galleries and film programs, leading digital campaigns, and even winning BAFTAs for their performance in the television series Black Mirror. The career paths media arts students pursue are, however, not limited to the creative sector. Many use the knowledge and skills they have acquired here at Royal Holloway to work in marketing and communications, and some go into teaching at schools or at universities. It is now with great pleasure that we move to the presentation of graduates.
I call upon the head of the Department of Media Arts, Professor Chris Townsend.
Principal, I would like to present graduates from the Department of Media Arts for the award of Bachelors of Arts in Digital Media Communications, Antoine Belayev. Ikra Bukhari. Winner of the Media Arts Prize in BA Digital Media Communications, Safia Ezian. Nikolas Papadikis. Michael Rodriguez. Karan Sangha. Yulin Wu. Mian Zhao. Jiqing Zhang. For the award of Bachelor of Arts degrees in Film Studies, Abby Barden. Harry Berghofer. Lauren Chandler. Bethan Crow. Raluca Danchi. Priya Diol. Yage Ding. Elizabeth Jewell. Winner of the Media Arts Prize in BA Film Studies, Robert Lawley. Charles Matheson. For the award of Bachelor of Arts degrees in Film, Television and Digital Production, Harry Ainsworth. Carlos Aledo Lopez. Abdul Aziz Al Nasser. Isabella Armfield. Svetan Atanasov. Oliver Avery. Laura Jane Bailey. Oluwafundi Bakare. Ollie Banks. Joshua Barker. Ethan Barnes. Alexandra Maria Barnett. Maud Barry. Anissa Begg. Rumina Begum. Alexandra Budd. John Francis Cabanas. Charlie Catmull. Ji Huan Chang. Aryaman Shuahan. Slavena Chevenkova. James Clark. Emma Cole. Lara Crockhart. Alexandra Dando. Emily Davies. Morgan Davies. Jules Davidson. Ricardo Di Maio. Rebecca Dendroff. Jasmine Donald. Michaela Duplay. Natalia Binti Ferdas Khan. Fujito Frenkler. Daniela Georgieva. Liberty Gerard Pickering. Yasmin Hosseini. Sophie Goddard. Chloe Hicks. Thomas Holmes. Megan Hooper. Phoebe Howe. George Huth. Minami Ishii. Benjamin Jacquin. Megan Jones. Emily Kelly. Yoon Ji Kim. Shona Kinal. Erin Kirby. Ella Knight. Nicolette Leptos. Stefania Mattei. Charlie Meal. Chloe Milton. Kirishika Muragathas. Adam Nash. Belinda Olenlea. Holly O'Neill. Mariah Ostapkevich. Molodets. Lauren Povey. Alexander Preston. Ishan Puri. Alicia Quadros. Isabel Tiffany Raab. Winner of the Media Arts Prize for Achievement in BA Film, Television and Digital Production, Alice Reed. Caitlin Robin. Elliot Robinson. Leila Sabati. Sayeda Sabur. Adam Sabo. Bianca Shirk. Shweta Shukla. Elizaveta Sienkiewicz. Joseph Slocum. Thomas Smith. Frederick Spinks Essam. Holly Stanford. Daniel Smith. Joseph Tiongson. Andrew Tivey. Lawrence Valentine. Daoud Wahid. Jack Wallace. Sophie Warnock. Farah Wasama. Jack Waters. Dana Louise Wilson. Laura Wren Wilson. Barney Wood. Amber Wright. Homan Arthur Wu. Zhaoji Ye. Anisha Zeka. Zdravko Zhelev. For the award of Bachelor of Arts degrees in English and Film Studies, Courtney Green. Sarah Kestenbaum. Maximilian Phelps. Hannah Pitt. Beatrice Sutcliffe. Ellery Thomas. For the award of Master of Arts degree in Media Arts by Research, for a thesis entitled Experiment, Pragmatism, Materialism and the British Surrealists, supervised by Professor Christopher Townsend, Effie Walsh. For the award of Doctor of Philosophy degrees, for a thesis entitled Film, Video and Digital, Editing Technologies and Practice in British Television, circa 1955 to 2000, supervised by Professor John Ellis, Rowan Ost. For a thesis entitled Writing Pictures, the Screenplay as a Form of Literary Modernism, supervised by Professor Barry Langford, Jasmine Mirsal. For a thesis entitled Images in Prose and Film, Modernist Treatments of Gender, Education, and Early 20th Century Culture in Breyer's Close-Up Essays, her volume Film Problems of Soviet Russia, and her autobiographical fiction, supervised by Professor Chris Townsend, Zlatina Nikolova. For a thesis entitled From the Screen to the Stage, an appropriation for the stage of Luis Buñuel and Salvador Dali's Un Chien Andalou, based on analysis from the perspective of the Spanish literary avant-garde, supervised by Professor Chris Townsend and Professor Dan Rebellato, Diego Sosa Ortega. That concludes the presentation of graduands from the Department of Media Arts.
Choral scholars of the college will now perform Sing We Enchanted and Early One Morning.
Sing we enchanted, while love doth grant it, fa la 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 la. Sing we enchanted, while love doth grant it, fa la 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 la. Not long youth lasteth, and old age hasteth. Now is best leisure to take our pleasure. Fa la
We will now proceed with the award of the honorary degree of the University of London. Honorary degrees are conferred on persons of conspicuous merit, outstanding in their field, or those who have given exceptional service to the university. I call upon Professor Andrew Scott to present Professor Dame Jane Francis for the award of the degree of Doctor of Science, Social Science, or honoris causa.
Principal, it is my pleasure to present to you Professor Dame Jane Francis. Today we are celebrating Jane's incredible contribution to Antarctic science, conservation, diplomacy, and the public's understanding of the environment. Many will know Jane from her launch, shown on television, of the new Antarctic research vessel RRS Sir David Attenborough with the great man himself, or from her numerous radio broadcasts on the BBC, including In Our Time, The Life Scientific, and even Desert Island Discs. Professor Dame Jane Francis is the current director of the British Antarctic Survey. She undertook a BSc degree in geology at the University of Southampton, graduating in 1978, followed by a PhD in paleobotany, graduating in 1982. Myself, I was, in her sciences, was her external examiner. From 1982 to 1984, she took up a postdoctoral fellowship with Professor Bill Challoner, FRS, in the Departments of Botany and Geology at Bedford College, University of London. She developed her studies on the paleoclimatological interpretation of growth rings in fossil woods. A research scientist position at the British Antarctic Survey was followed in 1986 by postdoctoral research with Professor Frakes in Australia on paleoclimatology. She returned to Britain, taking up a lectureship in geology at the University of Leeds in 1991. She continued her research into the paleobotanical and paleoclimatological history of Antarctica, undertaking many field seasons. Jane recalls in The Life Scientific that she has probably spent 2 years of her life in the cold of Antarctica. She is the leading authority on the paleoclimate of Antarctica, as well as contributing to our understanding of climate change in the Arctic, where she has also undertaken fieldwork. In 2002, she became only the 4th female to be awarded the Polar Medal for her contributions to polar science, presented by Her Majesty the Queen. In Antarctica, Jane has demonstrated the evolution of its vegetation before it became an icy desert, and some of her plants and reconstructions have even featured on Antarctic postage stamps. At Leeds, she was promoted eventually to professor and then became head of the School of Earth and Environment from 2006 to 2008, and dean of the Faculty of Environment from 2008 to 2013. She continued active research and has published more than 100 research papers and books, and her work is widely cited. Jane has become a leading polar scientist, and in 2013 was appointed director of the British Antarctic Survey. She was awarded the Koch Medal from the Geological Society of London in 2014 for services to geology, and received the Antarctic Service Medal from the US National Science Foundation in 1994. She is co-chair of one of the working groups on the annual Antarctic Treaty negotiations, in which 53 Antarctic nations participate. And in fact, she's just returned from that just now. And it was from this that she was appointed a Dame Commander of St. Michael and St. George in 2017, cited for contributions to polar science and diplomacy. Her contributions to research and to the University of Leeds was recognized by the award of an honorary DSc in 2014, and she is currently, since 2017, the Chancellor of the University of Leeds, following Melvyn Bragg. Professor Dame Jane Francis provides expertise to other international polar bodies, for example, as a member of the Scientific Advisory Committee for the Swedish Polar Research Secretariat, UK representative of the European Polar Board, and the UK delegate to the International Science Committee on Antarctic Research. Researchers in many departments of Royal Holloway have researched in Antarctica, including Earth Sciences and Geography, and have benefited from her expertise. Jane has a long connection with this university, not only providing us with research students, taking on our students, and working with our former students, but also as an external examiner in geology here, which became Earth Sciences from 2000 to 2008, and gave our first Women in Science invited lecture at Royal Holloway in 2016. The experience of Dame Jane Francis across the university and research sectors is outstanding, as is her experience in exploration science, and her pioneering research has led to a better understanding of climate change, especially in the polar regions. In 2014, she was named Explorer Scientist among 100 leading UK scientists by the Science Council. Dame Jane Francis is one of the world's most inspirational and important female scientists, with a vast experience across a number of sectors, and more recently has been involved in diplomatic treaty talks. In recognition, therefore, of an outstanding contribution to Antarctic science, conservation, diplomacy, and the public's understanding of climate change and the environment, may I invite you, Principal, to confer the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa of the University of London on Professor Dame Jane Francis. Thank you.
By decision of Council, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa of the University of London. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Principal, members of the university, ladies and gentlemen, I'm truly honoured and delighted to receive this honorary degree and to have further links with this very prestigious university. As Professor Scott said, my original association with this university was as a researcher in Bedford College many years ago. Andrew mentioned too many dates there, so you can work out where my life has gone. But when I was in Bedford College, which was a founding partner of Royal Holloway University and was situated in an amazing place in Regent's Park, and was also actually the first higher education college in Britain specifically for women, which is I certainly appreciate. When I was in Bedford College, I worked particularly with, as Andrew mentioned, a really prestigious mentor of mine, Professor Bill Challoner, the late Professor Bill Challoner, who did come here to Egham. And it was really one of the greatest experiences as an academic to work with Bill. He was a leading paleobotanist working on fossil plants and evolution of life on Earth. And Bill taught me many things while I was in Bedford College. In particular, though, he taught me the importance of the international scope of science, of research, and generally of understanding our environment. And in particular, because he was so famous and he was such a leading, prestigious figure, he had many international visitors to college. And he had this wonderful knack. He had a cupboard with a secret key, and in it was a big hamper of picnic goods. And we used to take the picnic out to the wonderful gardens in Regent's Park and entertain these visitors from all over the world who were totally amazed that we could have lunch with this really honoured professor in the middle of Regent's Park. But it was a wonderful time, and it made me realise how important internationality and international scope of science and of work really is. And it's really important to me to see that Royal Holloway University also has a huge part to play in the international scope. It has a huge international reputation, and I think as parents here, I think one of the things you really should appreciate is that your sons and daughters have been educated in a university which understands the importance of the international scope of whatever subject they've studied. But understanding the whole world and how it operates and how it links together is quite critical in this rather strange world that we live in at the moment. Bill came to this university, he came here to Egham, and his legacy lives on in a really excellent department here in earth sciences and in biology, and with people who are working on fossil plants and trying to understand past environments, and with many other scientists here who are putting together pictures of ancient environments of the Earth. And that's really important to try and understand what the Earth was like in the past in order to put our current climate change and our future change in context. And of course, as currently in my post at the British Antarctic Survey, I think the real focus of our work is how the Earth is changing now and what it means for the future. And the polar regions in particular are the regions on Earth most sensitive to climate change. They're the places that change the first. They have done in the past, and they are doing now. And they really give us, we call them the sentinel of Earth. They tell us how things are changing. And I can tell you that my colleagues who work at the British Antarctic Survey really can see that the ice sheets in Antarctica are changing, that the sea ice in the Arctic is melting, and what we're doing to change the climate in, if you like, the mid-latitudes is affecting the polar regions particularly severely. And in return, you could say they're getting their own back, because what happens in the polar regions has a global influence. And it's really important for us now to all understand how the Earth is changing, and to understand from a scientific point of view, with proper scientific understanding, scientific observations and computer modeling to try and predict the future, just how the environment is changing now and what will happen in the future. And here in Royal Holloway University, there is a huge array of scientists and artists who are communicating that change. It's just as important to communicate that change to the whole world. So as Andrew mentioned, there are glaciologists, there are geologists studying the Antarctic continent, the bedrock of the ice. There are people studying how the ice is melting and the impact it's having on sea level. Even as we sit here in the Thames Basin, we are being influenced by what's going on in Antarctica. The university also has real specialists, some of the leading specialists in Antarctic politics. And of course, Antarctica is actually an amazing continent. It's not owned by any single nation. It's worked on by 53 nations around the world. And last week at the Antarctic Treaty meeting, 53 nations were able to discuss how we could keep Antarctica as a continent for peace and science, and all agreed by the end of 2 weeks that we would keep it so and make it a very special continent in this rather strange world that we live in. So I think the new generation of graduates have a job to do. They are the young people who are going to make a difference. They've had a really, truly excellent education in this university. The excellent education and environment that they've worked in has brought out their skills, has imparted knowledge, and has given them the huge potential to be able to challenge,
to answer questions, to solve questions, and to make a difference in the world. And I think that that's the kind of young people we need to take this world forward into a better place. So I'm absolutely delighted to be here today to receive this honour, and I'm truly honoured and delighted that I can maintain my contact with Royal Holloway University and work with it in the future to help future generations of students. Thank you.
That concludes the conferment of the honorary degree and the presentation of graduands at this ceremony. I call upon the principal to make a closing address.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to be able to add my welcome to this graduation ceremony, and I hope you've enjoyed the celebration so far. Our graduates tell me they deeply appreciate being joined by family and friends on this special day, so thank you for being here with us. I'm also aware that some family and friends are unable to be here and may be watching this online, so to them I extend the warmest greetings. Wherever you're watching today, I'm sure you are as proud of our graduate success as they're grateful to you for the support and encouragement that you've given to them. And so on their behalf, I'd like to thank you for the difference that you've made to them during their studies and encourage you to be proud of your contribution to the achievements we're celebrating today. For our graduating students, today is a landmark in an educational journey. They've gained a place in a top university, achieved high levels of academic performance, and acquired knowledge and skills that will ease their path into employment. Institutions like ours operate and compete on a global basis, and our students are judged by world standards, making their achievements all the more impressive. I congratulate them all and invite you to continue to celebrate with them after this ceremony. It is said that the two most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you find your purpose. As each one of our graduates starts a new phase in their life, I hope we've managed to help them find their purpose so that they can embark on the next stage of their lives with confidence and ambition. This comes in part through their interaction with other students from around the UK and across 120 countries, but also with our teaching staff, who themselves are ambitious, confident, and leaders in their field. That leadership is derived from their work in fundamental and applied research that extends subject boundaries and develops greater understanding of national and global challenges and solutions. At a time when some may question the value of higher education, our dual teaching and research mission impacts the lives of our graduates, as well as making a deep and meaningful contribution to wider society. Royal Holloway academics have developed gene therapies to improve the life chances of young men with rare diseases, recognised the damage that microplastics cause to marine life in the River Thames, developed algorithms to secure electronic data protecting government, commercial and financial systems, created performances, art and writing that enriches our cultural life, explored the geopolitics and international governance issues of the precious and unique spaces in the Arctic and Antarctic, and worked with young offenders to raise their educational aspirations. The curiosity and critical thinking that underpins this pioneering research has helped to develop today's graduates' own sense of exploration, discovery, and challenge. Indeed, in many cases, they would have worked and engaged in aspects of research work themselves through final year projects and dissertations. With world-class academics, a large team of professional support staff, and an excellent students' union, our graduates have experienced a supportive educational environment, leading to high levels of satisfaction. In this year's National Student Satisfaction Survey, we achieved overall satisfaction of 88%, placing us top in London and 15th in the UK. Together with more than a 10% increase in graduate-level employability since 2016, we've seen improvements in our position in the major league tables, helping to grow our reputation, but more importantly, to increase the enduring value of the qualifications our graduates have worked so hard to achieve. These achievements continue a tradition where for over 130 years, we've trained outstanding graduates in a building that reflects the ambition and confidence of our founders and in which we now sit. But the growing needs of today's students has required new facilities, including the new Emily Wilding Davison building, offering a range of student facilities 24 hours a day, a new engineering building, refurbishment of existing academic buildings, and a new 621-bed residential development. The scale of this development and its positive impact on our learning community is a modern-day reflection of our founders' ambition and commitment to supporting our students, and represents a legacy from today's students and staff to future generations. Whilst our staff and facilities have helped our graduates to gain a high-quality, internationally recognised degree, in a competitive employment market, employers look for additional qualities of leadership, independence, and self-motivation, often gained through extracurricular activities. This year, there were over 150 to choose from, and over 3,500 students participated. 1,500 students also took part in volunteering and social action, working alongside 250 partner organisations and delivering over 10,000 hours of voluntary service. Such has been the impact of that volunteering over the years. Last academic year, our students received the Queen's Award for Voluntary Service, the highest award given to volunteer groups across the UK. These successes demonstrate there is so much more to our graduates, and to recognise the skills that they've gained, each year we award the Royal Holloway Passport, details of which are listed in today's programme. I'm sure our founders would have been proud of the rounded nature of our graduates' education and their degree results. But they will have also recognised, as we do today, that life brings its challenges. Each one of our graduates will have struggled with personal difficulties in relationships through illness or bereavement, and in coping with additional educational needs. In the spirit of our founders, we, in partnership with you, have supported and encouraged them. And I hope as they continue their journey, our graduates will take inspiration from those receiving honorary awards this week, both this morning and this afternoon. Their biographies in today's programme reveal outstanding contributions to our world, yet often made in the face of challenge and difficulty. Today marks a milestone in the lives of every one of our graduates, a day that I hope you and they will remember for many years to come. Their degree certificates are a testament to hard work, intellectual capacity, and perseverance. But as our students now leave this place, those certificates are also statements of future potential. While celebrating what has been achieved, it is important that each of our graduates now considers what they are yet to achieve. Many will be starting full-time employment, and others voluntary or humanitarian work. Some will be taking a break, and others will be continuing their studies. Whatever their next steps, I and all the university staff wish them every success in their chosen endeavour. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last of 14 ceremonies held this week, and I'd like you to join with me in thanking the staff and students who've made these ceremonies possible. First of all, our choral scholars who have sung so beautifully at each of our ceremonies. Thank you. Secondly, to Rupert Goff, choral director and organist, who's played at our ceremonies, along with his colleague Liam Condon. And third, to the many staff who've been working front of house and behind the scenes, without whom these ceremonies would not have been possible. Most are still working as I speak, and will continue to work for many hours into the evening. However, I'm delighted to welcome and thank the main organisers of our ceremony, Gurpreet Panesar, Sarah Smart and Chloe Dowling, together with a cross-section of many colleagues who've helped to make graduation possible this week. Thank you to all of them.
That concludes this afternoon's ceremony. Please could you remain in your seats until after the recession has departed. When you leave the venue, please make your way, as directed by the stewards, to the North Quad, where the graduates will join you. A fanfare will announce the start of the reception in the South Quad. Would you now please stand for the recession?